What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Guild Wars 2 Weekly Cup number 9 from ESL. I am Sireph, and with me is Mr. Blue42, or at Dr_Blue on Twitter, which you should totally follow him on because he's freaking awesome. And we are about to go into the finals here of this week, man.
Indeed we are. It's going to be interesting to see how it does play out. We do have 55 HP Monks, who's consistently been in the finals here at the ESL Weekly Cups, going up against Pug Crash. Consisting of members from both Car Crash and Denial, among other guilds as well. It's going to be interesting to see how they do face up against our ESL veterans here.
That's right, guys. So we're not going to go over very many builds. In fact, we're going to go over one. And not even for that long. Because we do see Carsabe, our Elementalist hero, has betrayed us and is now playing Hammerbow Warrior.
He's crushed my dreams.
He's killed my soul.
Thanks,
he is running 6 turns Alyssa, Longbow of Battle, and a Hammer of Bloodlust with the traits of 0, 0, 30, 10, 30. He's not even running a cool hammer and bow. It's all standard PvP gear with a Soldier's Amulet and a Berserker's Jewel. And yeah, so this is how we're going to roll, I guess.
Carsabe conforming to the man here. It's not going to be a rebel.
He was supposed to bring balance to the meta, not destroy it. Oh my god. Yeah.
But still no Spirit Ranger, so that's good at least.
Yeah, that's great. The only Spirit Ranger here is Can Scout for the side of Pugs Crash. And if you guys are interested in learning these guys' builds, they're all available in the VOD, which will be up at least tomorrow if you're watching on stream. On youtube.com/SirefSC, and if you want to go ahead and check out that channel, that would be awesome. Also, misspedia.net is the best website on the internet. Anyways, so we're going to tell these guys to ready up.
Indeed we are. And as soon as they ready up, we will be getting started with the finals. This is a best of 3, guys, not a best of 5. So, first team to 2 will take the victory.
Yeah, man.
And the gems.
All them gems.
All them gems.
We gotta get them gems in them faces.
Raise your gemmers.
Yeah, everyone in chat, raise your gemmers for a chance to win some gems. Seriously. There was one of you guys tweeted at me. I said in chat, like 2 matches ago, tweet at me at MLGSireph with hashtag GW2 Esports. 3 of you did that. Of those 3, the one that I just selected to win is not following me on Twitter, and therefore I cannot private message you the gems. But if you follow me within the next half hour, I will deliver those gems to you. And the rest of you guys, if you would like to win some gems, raise your gemmers in chat, and we'll see about what I can do for your gem needs. The game's
we are getting started.
Yeah, tell us what's going on, man.
Opening up the map, checking out our splits here. We are going to be having going directly at the front gates on both sides of the team here, going to the home points for either team. We are going to be having Polyphy taking Henge for the blue team. The majority of blue team's members are going to head up around the back of the node to go up on the top side, while having Milo go up directly onto the keep node. Meanwhile, on the red side, Can Scout and Tage are going to be taking the direct route, while having I Vanish as well as Posey taking the back route up to the high ground. Super is going to be capping the home node, but I believe he's going to actually make his way over to Henge possibly to try and decap that at the start of the game here.
That's right. Of course, we're going to see a good old-fashioned mid-fight. And, of course, as I say that, they're sort of engaging. Look at that. Look at what's going on. Looking at Vanish. They all just, Posey and Vanish just, like, stacked up.
Look, they're going to counter-stealth now, too. They knew that was coming, but they counter-stealth. However, it didn't avoid the damage too well, though. As you can see, though, Misha and Shad still took quite a bit of damage there as I Vanish went in with some cluster bombs.
That's right. So we're also going to see Misha pull back and then back right into the mid-fight as Super's going in on Polyphy to try and deal with him. And, of course, on the other side, Shad's going to go ahead and take mine out entirely. So now we're going to see that red team, Pugs Crash, they've got no income except for any kills they decide to get over here on mid, which is, again, easier said than done. Misha pushes Vanish into the fray there, and all of the red people here, except for Posey, are concentrated on the point here, and they're going to have to deal with Carsabe. But, again, Carsabe is not that Ellie. He's not the burst Ellie that we saw before. He's the Hambo Warrior. So he's actually going to have a little bit of sustainability, but he will get dropped, and Page is going to take him down.
Yeah, obviously by changing out to that warrior, they are going to be sacrificing some burst coming into play here. But as you can see as well, they are going to be getting a lot more CC through that the burst ability on the hammer, and as well the longbow is going to provide some nice AoE coming into the fight too.
That's right. Oh my God, Blue! Look at chat right now. They're all raising their gemmers as Chieftain is getting attacked, and I think he's going to be oh man, look how far they've pulled Chieftain. That's crazy. But yeah, I love all 500 of you guys. I wish I could give you all 500 gems. One day I will be a rich man, and that will happen. not really. But Misha's going to get dropped over here by Vanish over by Henge, and the major fight is right here. Chieftain's returning to his little cave area, while Tage is on point dealing with Carsave and Milo, and there's just someone is wailing away. I think it's Vanish yet. Vanish decides he doesn't want to go into the fray just yet, and he's going to go ahead and use the bow, but he's going to warp in now with this pistol dagger pistol rather, set up here, and go straight in on Carsave, drops him down, drops Milo down as well, and they're going to get stomped out. Milo is just a matter of time before Super gets him, and that is it. So now we will see Pugs Crash get not only mid, but Henge, while their home point is getting recapped by Canscout, but Shad is going to have his way with him for a few seconds rather.
So the big thing I noticed here coming into with the majority of the comps of what they're trying to focus on here, we do have blue team, 55 HP Monks. It does seem to be a little bit more focused on the side node fight, on trying to take the side nodes, trying to get the back caps a little bit more than the red team is. Now that isn't to say they aren't focusing on middle fights, but obviously as we're seeing here right now with the big fight going over to mine, they are focused a lot more on actually trying to take the side nodes. Red team, however, is that big team fight. They're really focused on holding mid and really focused on trying to drive their opponents toward these really big fights like we're about to see now, because they do feel they have the advantage in those fights, and I do believe they do as well. So that's generally what we are seeing right now with how the teams are fighting on this map.
That's right. I'm watching Shad. He's trying to do something with Canscout. Darn, there's something about this point. Not having a good time just yet, but his teammates are right behind him. Here comes Misha to join the fight as well. Let's go in with Misha. See what he's going to try and pull out of his hat here. He heals up. Not very effective from here, but you know, the further he is away with the great sword, the more damage his auto attack does. He will drop Vanish, but Vanish is stealthed up. Will it be enough to take him out, though? We'll have to see. Shad going in on him as well, and he'll be taken out in just a second there, and that was it. So we're going to have to see what Canscout can do now. He and Posey are the only things left here, and now Tage, so never mind. So that's more than half of his team, but you know, they still are having a tough time dealing with the aggression on their home point. If we look at the numbers here, it's a 4v4, everything is even, but Canscout is still dropping. Everyone is still dropping, and the health advantage, I think, is in 55 HP Monk's favor here.
Yeah, indeed. They are really in favor here, driving a really strong team fight as well to get a little bit longer to actually take down opponents, as we saw, because again, they did swap out the Ellie, which was throwing out huge amounts of bursts if you were watching the earlier rounds here, to opt instead to go for that little bit more of CC. But you know, nonetheless, despite that swap out, they are still doing an excellent job holding both the side nodes. They just actually took the lead back now too. So
yep.
We do have 55 HP Monks in the lead, so they're doing a pretty good job so far in this game.
And Misha gets dropped once again. Tage is trying to come in with the stop. Will it happen? No. Milo going in, rezzing a little bit, gonna have to re-res, and there it is. He's gonna get his teammate up. That's the second time in like 2 minutes that he's been up and down and up again. Shad gets dropped out entirely though. Vanish is doing some work here, but Tage is still on Misha's case. Now he's gonna have to roll around and figure out where he's most useful. The mid fight, however, did not go in Super's favor here, as he did get killed. He's coming off the respawn now and rejoining the fight in mid, and it's worth noting that he was fighting in the middle with Carsave. It was kind of just like, oh, there's action going here on mine, cut over to mid, and it's like two warriors just wailing away at each other, pretty much doing nothing. But
and take a look at this, take a look at this too. 55 HG Monks doing an awesome job. They have all 5 members of Pugs Crash completely devoted to taking back their home point, and because of this now, we are going to be seeing 55 HG Monks. They will take a 3 cap, because we do have Shad going in for the Henge node. That is an awesome job. They are really showing their stuff.
Yep.
They are probably going to lose the mine point in the next few seconds, but nonetheless, even with Milo holding out to the last couple seconds of his death there, they still have managed to pull off a 3 cap against arguably one of the better rosters in this game at the moment.
That's right. We're going to see Canscout, though, retaking that point, nuding it with the death of that player there, and then everyone's going to push towards mid for another fight. Carsave is there, though. He knows that Vanish was going to come up, and now Shad and Vanish are going to 1v1 Thief, and that's not going to go in Vanish's favor, I think, because he is at the lower health, but he does heal up. Let's go in with Shad, see what he's up to. He was on fire, popped away back in with that Shadow Step there, going to go in on Posey, try and do some damage, stealth up, and now go away again, drops the SR for the extra heal, the extra stealth, and here comes Polyphy also for that stealth as well, and so that's just advantage. They can always call out their spikes here, but Carsave's going to die, man, to Tage.
Carsave is going to be going down to Tage's Wrath there, as you just saw as well. This big old team fight coming in at the moment. We obviously are going to be seeing 55 H Monks at a disadvantage here. Really only their squishier members now are on the point with Carsave going down. Milo actually coming in here, so I was actually incorrect that Milo just joined the fight. So they do have that bunker in there as well, but they are going to be at a huge disadvantage. We just saw Misha get stomped out. Polyphy probably going to be going down in a couple seconds as well. And Shad and Milo are now the only ones left remaining here. And even so, Shad is under huge amounts of pressure from Pousey at the moment.
That's right. The score scores are now 326 to 250 for the side of 55 HP Monks. Pugs Crash needs to do some work before we get into this. We're going to see that Shad's going to go over to Mine to do some work, but Can Scout is right there. And at the same time, they sent Vanish over to do the same thing on Henge, but Carsave has seen this coming, and he drops a fire field from his bow. Misha is fresh off the respawn. He's going to chase down Vanish, and that might be a little bit too much for him to handle, so he will go down to the beach area and swap places with Polyphy. And this is going to be really interesting, as we will see Can Scout going up for spawn areas. There's no pressure on Mine just yet.
And Shad, too, really nice play here by the members of Pugs Crash, locking down Shad. He tried to go for a really quick assault onto the mine point, onto his fire point over there, but there was someone waiting already, so when he tried to fall back, I believe it was Tage and iVanish sort of just caught him in the midst, got him CC'd, and locked him down, preventing him from going anywhere. That was a really nice way to get the thief, stop him from moving around so much, just lock him down and take him down off the point.
That's right. Tage throwing out that orb into the rock, doing exactly nothing. Because they need to rotate a little bit better because there's a fight going on at Mine, and they didn't exactly send them there to begin with. He was trying to figure out what is going on, but over here at Henge, Vanish going to decap Carsave, not in time to stop him. And now it is Pugs Crash with the only income now. The lead is beginning to slowly dwindle away from 55 HP Monks now, just about 25 points behind, and the kills are going up and up for either side here. Can Scout was taken out just a moments ago, rather. And now Super and Vanish are 2v1ing Carsave, and they will get this kill when he goes down.
Carsave going to be going down. That is going to allow Red Team to take control of the Blue Team home node. However, at the same time, Misha has now snuck in, decapped the middle node, but Posty's going to come in and contest that. They'll be 1v1ing. I do believe we have reinforcements coming in for both teams onto this node. At the very least, iVanish will be making his way to middle in just a second. And as well, I think some reinforcements from Blue Team will be coming to middle momentarily, just because as they're now wrapping up the fight over at Mine.
There it is. Vanish getting in on Misha, drops him immediately. Posey going in for the alley-oop stomp, will not get it. And Misha is still alive on this point here, still keeping it contested. Shad comes in, and the Plague Stomp did not go through for Posey, but he will just be damaged down over time there. Milo comes in, though. He will contest the point against Posey as the rest of the fights are cycling here. What is going on with Can Scout? What's he up to? He's really just waiting outside of Mine, waiting for some support to figure out if he should actually engage there or not. But no, he realizes that the main team fight will be in the mid, as they have evened up the side points to one apiece for either side. Totally flipped, converted the points there, and we will see Misha going in for it, as well as Polyphy holding that one side point for his own team. So now Red's income will be kaput in just a few seconds.
And indeed, with that, with Red Team's income being kaput here, as you just said, Blue Team is going to allow themselves to push really far ahead. They're now only 85 points away from taking round one here. However, the Red Team is so close behind, I believe only about 30 to 40 points through. They can easily come back if they manage to take this fight over here in middle. But at the same time, that's not going so well. As you can see, Blue Team, or apologies, no, it is going so well for them. As you can see, Red Team is looking to take this node here in just a few seconds, which will allow them to start getting that income. But they need to move quickly now. In just a couple seconds here.
I don't know if they're gonna get it, man. Misha gets on it immediately, and you know they can just they're gonna send Tage over to Henge to do some sort of damage, but they have that portal there. They have
look, yeah, Blue Team backing out of here now. Yep. They are gonna be making their way back. Where did that portal open up at? I believe it Henge, correct?
Yeah, it was Misha and Carsave went all the way back to Henge. It was on screen for you guys, so don't worry. So Misha's gonna go ahead and cycle backwards. He may just get this chieftain kill and end the game, and I think he's going straight for it. If Tage can stop this, this is the only way that this game continues. Will Tage run in for it? He has to go in for it. He has to do this, otherwise this game is over. Will it happen? Can Tage get this steal or not? It's just a matter of time.
He has to time this perfectly. Even so, I think Blue Team's actually delaying the kill now to the point. This is going to be close. Tage has to time this literally just right, or he's not going to get it. And unfortunately, will not be able to get that.
55 HP Monks with that chieftain kill seals this game for their favor. Of course, this is one of those rare games where the opposite team has actually more personal score and actually still loses. It's really, really weird, but it's great to see.
And right there, you could see a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier, to the point where we did have the Red Team focusing heavily on the team fight, and they were getting more kill, because you can see the personal scores were a lot higher due to that regard. But when you see players like Misha and Shad towards the top of the leaderboard, those players that are really known to be fast movers, especially Shad, and really a lot of backdoor characters too, you know that they're moving in towards the back caps. You know they're getting the back caps off a lot, which is really adding up towards their score and allowing them to come back. And with that, as you saw right there, they did actually win by playing that strategy. However, it is going to be a lot harder to pull off on Legacy of the Full Fire, just due to the way the points are separated and due to the, generally how easy it is to scout out opponents on this map compared to some of the other ones.
That's right, man. So we're going to game 2 now. Man,
indeed we are.
There's no force creatures to kill. There's no way to fastly end this game. quickly end this game for that side, except for the fact that there's a Lord on either side. I'd like to take the chance to go ahead and welcome again the new viewers to our stream. All of you guys who are new to PvP, welcome to our world. Welcome to competitive Guild Wars 2. We hope you start calling it home soon, because we are totally ready to bring you guys into the fold here, and I'm just really excited to bring to evangelize more Guild Wars 2 PvP to everybody. So we're ready to wait on these guys to ready up here, Blue. But what sort of things do you think we'll see coming out? What sort of splits and strategies will come out of these teams?
So, again, I'm just trying to think here based on what we saw in the last sets as well. I do think that we will be seeing, and I could be wrong on this again, just because they do change up the strategy a lot. I do think we will be seeing, apologies, I forgot the team's name, Pugs Crash, sorry. I was thinking of Car Crash for a second, and I was like, Pugs Crash here. I do think they are going to be trying to get a little aggressive on the far node, but they won't sort of all in on it. To say, because we did see that the second game as well, where they went for mid and then changed it up a little bit. I think they may try to pressure far node over there, and then if needed, fall back to middle if there ends up being more pressure over there. It's really hard to call though on a map like this, just because of the fact that teams can play a lot of different strategies, and it's basically all I can say is it's going to be hard to call. I do think at least one of these teams is going to be going for a sort of far node push though right off the bat. I do think, though, I'm actually going to change my previous opinion to say that actually 55HP Monks will probably be the ones to actually do that if they do decide to go down that route, just because of the fact that Polyphy makes an excellent far node, and Shad as well can really just burst people down really quickly.
That's right. Shad is so good at taking people down, as is Vanish. Vanish is a sick thief.
Yeah. And with the addition of Misha, too, that three-man squad can really just go in and destroy people pretty quickly, especially if they do decide to send those three to a far node. They can stealth up, go in there, and just, wreck people up pretty quickly.
Yeah, man. It's going to be... I want to see this happen so bad. So bad. 3 seconds left on the clock, Blue. You want to do the splits?
Let's do splits. Gates are opening up. Let's check it out, guys. So coming directly out of the fences here, Tage and iVanish are going to be heading out the front node, and actually completely in the opposite of what I was saying earlier. Can Scout and the other members of Team Pugs Crash are going to be making their way to the home node, actually, preempting a strike onto the, preempting a far node strike. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen on either side, and because of that, Shad and Misha for the blue team actually ended up going over there. They're going to counter out iVanish a little bit, but we'll have to see, because it does look like that Pugs Crash is going to be able to get their people in the middle first, which means more damage will obviously go off onto Milo before it goes off on Tage, which could lead to Red Team getting an early advantage here in the middle fight. But no real side nodes going for here, just going to be focused up in the middle.
That's right, man. Milo taking lots of damage, but he's got that shield of Wrath out, and that's going to be just fine for him. Going to get that damage, going to get some absorption in there. But, the rest of his team is doing a decent job. The fight has really just migrated to mid, and now it's never going to end, ever. Of course I say that facetiously, because Shad is going to Quarry. But that actually, if he gets the decap off, what a fucking baller! Holy crap! Look at that, just a second before Pugs Crash got there. Holy crap, man!
Shad again,
great strat.
Really awesome backdoor at the moment here, juking the crap out of his opponents here, getting himself back to middle and in the team fight. And I will not be surprised at all that when iVanish returns this team fight in just a moment, he'll go for it again.
Yeah, look at him. He's in position to do it, and I think Vanish knows he's gonna try it.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna they need to position Vanish there, right there.
And that's really good, too, because it allows Shad to sort of, he can do whatever he wants. He can go for the damage, he can go for the home node if he wants. But iVanish now has to keep himself on his toes. He can't be in the team fight. He can't be in there bursting people down. He has to stay around this area to be able to keep an eye out for Shad if he just decides to go for it like he is right now. And that's really keeping iVanish out of the team fight, keeping him on his toes, where Shad can really just do whatever he wants. And he is doing what he wants, as he is going in for that quarry node again.
Yeah, man, let's go in with Shad. He's going for it, but Can't Scout is like, no, back mine, no, and unfortunately he gets it for his team. But for all of Shad's badassery, they're only up 13 points because they've been they've only denied that many points. Well, they haven't been able to cap. They haven't been able to get as many kills as they would like.
That's the thing when you play a strat like that. When you do decide to go for the backdoor, when we're really early, look at this. We're like 2.5 minutes in at the moment.
Right.
When you're playing a strat like this, it ends up looking like really small at first. Like, oh, this isn't really worth it. Why are we doing this? But as you get later and later in the game, when that turns into 20 points, when that turns into 50 points, when that turns into 100 points, you're now stealing away from your opponents. That is when it starts to become a huge potential for your team to start pulling ahead, and that's when it becomes worth the investment.
So basically, if your Guild Wars 2 macro is bad, to use StarCraft terms, this is where it's gonna screw you over. Polyphy by the way, is down over on Waterfall, trying to get some action done there. But actually, it might get capped soon by Super.
Yeah, he did unfortunately, as we saw there. Palifi went down in an extremely unfortunate position. He appeared to think he was in the node there. It's because he can sort of skirt around the edges here, but unfortunately did actually end up getting taken down on the node. So with that, red team is going to be taking control of the 2 side points. And I will admit, this was a really nice play by the members of Pugs Crash here, because of the fact that they knew blue team was being really heavy on the offensive, going for mid and their own home node. So with that, they decided to instead go for blue team's home node, and they pretty much got it for free there. As you saw, he did have to take down Palifi, but other than that, that was really his only obstacle in taking that, and now he does have control of that. Middle point is completely stalemated right now until reinforcements can get in from either side over here, and even with Posse, I don't think they're going to be able to take down Milo in a 2v1, and actually, interestingly enough, Tage is going to go in for the far node this time, so it seems to be almost that, oh, no, he's coming back.
Nope,
it seems to almost be that Pugs Crash now wants to play this side node strategy, which would be an interesting development, to say the least.
They are sending most of their people back to the mid, though. They've totally abandoned Waterfall. You can just see Carsave's body as he now has respawned. They really, I don't know if that's on purpose or not. It's probably not a mistake. They're up about 50 points now-ish, more than that. And they are going to send Misha back, but will someone trade him down is the question. Where's Vanish right about now? He's on Quarry. He's the one dealing with the resistance over at Quarry. I don't think he actually needs to be. Really, the focus of every team right now is mid, with the exception of Misha, who actually went to get Waterfall. I think what they're doing in abandoning Waterfall is they're actually betting on winning the team fight in the mid, and I don't know if they seem to be doing it.
But with Vanish camping on Hono, I think Vanish is like scared of Shad backcapping at this point. And again, that's gonna prove to really hurt the team overall, because they need to keep Shad on the back point. Like I was explaining earlier, because of the fact they need to keep Shad on the back point now to the team fight, he's not gonna be able to bring in that huge amounts of burst that he can bring in on the targets, and instead he's gonna be forced to wait back here for his opponent Thief, while Shad can pretty much do whatever he wants. He can be in the team fight. He can go for the far node.
Look at what's going on. Shad is just being demolished for a second there, taking down to 2.6k health and 2.5 and dropping. He's gonna run and wrap around. He's dropping those smoke fields to try and stay in stealth, trying to heal up. He's waiting the last 10 seconds before he goes in. He's already popped his Bassi. He knows that he's gonna be trained down the second he shows his face. But if you look at Quarry, it's Polyphy who gets behind Vanish, and Vanish has to use both of his shadow steps up to go up in there and start dealing damage. But the second that actually Shad could have gone to Quarry, could have just wrapped around. I think that would have been the optimal choice.
Well, I think they sort of decided to change it up a little bit. Like, hey, Polly, you're running a far node build too. Let's have you go to far point. And that was a pretty strong choice. Now, with Posse coming into the fight, it's obviously going to be a lot tougher here. But in the 1v1 against the Thief, Polyphy did have a really strong advantage just due to the huge amounts of AoEs you could pull, which iVanish is obviously going to be weaker to as a squishy Thief.
Yeah, man. I'm watching Posey though going into Polyphy. He's got his turrets up. He's got like the healing mist up as well. The question is, can Posey condition him down? And the answer is always yes, because he's running Necro.
Well, that was it. That was the real thing there. By sending Polyphy to the quarry node, it allowed Posse to just come back. And obviously, as most people know, engineers are one of the weaker Condi, have generally speaking one of the weaker Condi cleanses in the game. Yeah. And because of that, Posse was really, because of Posse is a Condi focused build, obviously, was really just able to take him down with little to no effort. Obviously, with the assistance of iVanish, made it a little bit easier too, but that really just sealed the deal.
That's right. So we're looking at the scores: 245 to 137, 110-point lead for the side of Pugs Crash. We may be seeing a game 3, man. They're only 100 points away from that Lord Rush distance.
Indeed, they are. It's going to be close. We'll have to see as well if actually Pug Crash wants to go for that Lord Rush, or if they just want to play it safe.
Yeah, I'm watching Posey res Vanish, and then they're going to push towards Quarry to get Misha. They need to take him out, and they will chain him down immediately. He will get focused down there by Vanish as he kind of walks in here. Misha dropping illusions as he goes, and this 1v1 I think is in the favor of Vanish for the moment, but he's all out of initiative, man. He's used it all to get on that point ahead of Misha, and he may not be screwed over as he drops him down there, and there comes Super as well to train him down.
And we still have mid. It hasn't been capped the entire game. I don't believe, at least.
It has.
It has. Oh yeah, that's right. It was at the very beginning. I apologize. Just so used to it being. But it has been stalemated for quite some time. And again, that is something that is notorious for this map. And because of the fact that the red team was able to hold a decap for a lot longer than the blue team was able to, they are gaining the huge advantage that they have at the moment.
That's right. I'm watching Vanish again, trying to go in on someone. It looks like it was Polyphy he was shooting down with that short bow, and he's going to set it up for Tage to go in for the stomp, and he'll get it, no problem. Now here comes the question, can 55 HP Monks do anything to stop this roll? And they might not be able to, as Can Scout's over on Waterfall. They've got Shad trying to take out Corey, but, you know, will it be enough? He's going up against Super right now, and he's actually had to retreat off the point.
Yeah, indeed. As you can see here right now, as Super versus Shad, that is going to go really hit. That is, you know, generally speaking, Super does have a pretty decent advantage there. You can see the huge fire AoE currently on the ground that Shad now has to watch out for as well. Super, just with those huge amounts of CC like you're going to see right here coming in now, is really just something that Shad is going to have a hard time dealing with. Polythe's coming in, but I'm not sure Polythe's going to be able to get Shad up, but we'll have to see, though, as this fight does continue on with Posse being in the mix now, too.
That's right. I'm watching. There's a portal right in front of Can Scout's face. He knows something is going to happen. I think Misha's trying to set up something. He's trying to be sneaky with this. And what he's going to do is he's going to... Oh my god, he's going to get taken down by Vanish. That's what's going to happen. He's going to get trained down. That guy came out of nowhere. I would have been like crapping my pants right about now. He drops the illusions, the null field, everything to try and stay alive, and he cannot get the other end of that portal open. Posey taking him down. Vanish taking him down. SR coming up from Vanish. Looks like we're going to see Carsave's trying to res him. He actually just might. And it looks like the police are coming for Carsave because that guy is going to try and steal a res here. But no, that's going to be a stop for Tage.
And with that as well, we are seeing, just update everybody on the scores real quick, Pugs Crash is up at the moment, a little over 100 points out of victory range here. Blue team, 55 H Mugs, is down at the moment by, I believe, a little bit less than 200, by a little over 200 points.
Yeah, it's definitely over 200 points. It's 220 now and counting. And the mid is captured. Can Scout's got that unlocked with his petting zoo. We have a Waterfall being taken now by Polyphy, but, you know, is it too late? And the question, and I think the answer is yes to that.
You know, I want to go out on a limb here and honestly say that I do think, just from what I've been seeing this game from them, 55 H Bucks, I do think they would have done better with the Ellie.
Yep, I think that.
Just having, because as you can see here, they seem to be having a lot of trouble like getting targets into the downstate. Like iVanish is obviously going to be a lot of an easier target just because of how squishy it is, but the tankier targets, they were just having a lot of trouble taking them down. And if they had that Ellie, they could have done that mid stealth play like we saw them do in the earlier two sets, where they stealth them mid and then just rush in and absolutely destroy their opponents. We could have seen them play that as well, but I didn't, just without that Ellie, it just didn't seem like they were having enough damage needed to take out tankier targets on the mid and side node fights.
Yeah, man. I'm watching Tage. Tage is a baller. He's going for the stomp on Misha and gets it. No problemo. Car save going on point there. Shad goes down, and oh, there's my friends list by accident. Posey comes out, though. He's actually super, super low, and they're going to try and get the stomp off on Shad. And once again, they're going to burst him down with some extra deeps, and there is not the stomp, actually, because they're having a lot of trouble getting the stomp off on Shad right now. But worth noting, Waterfall, no one's on it, and it is 35 HP Monks owned, so they do have an income. This, assuming they can take more team fights, assuming they can keep points neutered, they have a chance of hitting 350, maybe.
Very small chance indeed. It's really strongly looking like this one is going to go into the favor of Pugs Crash, which will push us on to round 3. As you can see, they are really, you know, with the mid node being the node they hold, it's very unlikely, in my opinion at least, that it'll get decapped. But I could be wrong here. 1 to 2 more ticks, and they may manage to do it. But again, with it being less than 15 points away from Pugs Crash taking this, I do think it is going to go in their favor. Yeah,
man. Still on tape. Actually, let's go. Do they have a, no, I thought Milo DC'd for a second, and that would have been really just like ragey and bad. But he's not, because he's awesome. Vanish taking out Misha once again into the downstate. They don't even need to get the kills at this point. They don't have an income, but you know, two more deaths, one more death, or like one more pip on a point there. This game is over, man.
Yep, if Shad gets killed like he did right there, that is going to be it. And this set is now going to be tied at 1-1, pushing us into a game 3.
Yeah, man. Finally a game 3 this week. At least we have that. But, you know, it is now down to the wire. I feel like they need to put car saves back on that Ellie. They really need to. Are you inclined to agree, my friend?
Indeed.
Yeah, it is. It's they kind of need it, and as we go to Battle of Kylo, it's going to be I think it'll be essential, especially for clearing points. If there's a lot of people on mid, send the Ellie in and kill everybody, right?
So that actually, you know, jump another, but like from a more logical approach to this, You really could go with either one on this map. You do need to note something as well, that the alley, while it does provide a lot more damage, you need to be able to focus down the targets too, which is going to make us stronger on this map. Don't get me wrong. But because of the fact that we're now on smaller nodes, because of the fact that generally speaking we're going to be fighting in smaller areas, that Warrior 2 is going to be a pretty nice asset to have, just because of the fact that a lot of its stuff is AoE, especially a lot of its stuns are AoE, and because of that fact that you're smiting in the smaller corridors, you have that bigger chance of actually hitting your targets with the AoEs, and as such, getting the damage off on your opponents.
That's
so
right.
you really could go with either one in this fight, but I do think they are going to stick with the Warrior for this one, just because of the fact that they're now on the smaller map, and fighting with that AoE bonus is going to help out. But last map, I do think the Ellie could have been more useful.
Yep, I agree. I agree entirely. Hopefully we're going to see this game boot up very soon. Waiting on teams to jump in this game right now. Also got a little bit, yep. Sorry guys for the sirens in the background earlier. Unfortunately, I cannot stop crime and in New York City and cast Guild Wars at the same time. I think I just gave away my secret identity though, Blue. Oh my god. So big shout out to all you guys in chat. Also, yes, if you are okay. Also, if there is a thing, anti shout out to Kenigmatic, because my pillows are awesome, and he's totally like he's crap talking my pillows. Anyway, so guys, we are waiting for this game to start up, waiting for the 5th player, and that is Shad to get in to this game here on the Battle of Kylo.
I'll have to see if Shad will maybe change the class, or I actually think he probably just DC'd, but we shall have to see.
Yeah, car save man, running that warrior.
Looks like he's going to stay on Thief. He just rejoined the server, so.
Yep. So we're about to jump in, guys. Do not worry. But again, yeah, I cannot fight crime, as I was saying. So on the side, I'm a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But if you would like to continue to complain about sirens, what you can do is go to reddit.com/r/blue, please.
Oh my god.
And just make a thread. Just make as many threads as you want. And I'm sure that Blue will eventually fix whatever things in the game as possible, because he is a developer now. Congratulations.
Oh my god.
/sarcasm.
I hate you so much.
Yeah, I love you guys. Anyways. Yeah. So, Blue.
Yes.
Going into Game 5. It is tournament points. This decides who goes home sad and who goes home pleased with their performance, I would say. If you're in this position, right, where you're forced to play Kylo, you're forced to take it to the last game of the tournament, what do you pull out of your bag here?
So I'm just gonna come right. I do think this one is probably gonna be, at least in my opinion, this one I'm probably gonna put favor for 55 HU monks, just because of the fact that they do have that stronger back node presence, especially with Shad being on this team. They're really good at getting those back nodes off, and that's what they need to focus on, because it's gonna be a lot easier to pull this off on this map, especially if you have a good backdoor thief like Shad is over here, and it can really be a huge asset to your team. So I think that is what they need to focus on here. At the same time, if Pugs Crash wants to actually focus up and just keep someone on that home node, or keep someone really close and watching that home node the entire time, that could prove to be an issue, just because of the fact that I do believe that, that Pugs Crash does have the stronger team fight overall.
That's right, man. We are going to see what sort of stuff goes on here. I just told them to ready up, and we are waiting on Polyphy and car saves, and now it's just car saves. But yep, there it is. The match is being red now. In Blue,
Last chance to
we're going
nail
to see
down your strategy.
if what you would do is correct or not.
We'll have to see, indeed. Going into this fight,
Yep.
8 seconds to go.
We're about to see the difference between pro players and casters in this match, in their decision making. And the game is about to start, and there it is. And we're going to check the splits here. We're going to see Super going for their home point. We're going to see Polyphy doing the same thing for him, and the rest are going straight to the mid, with the exception of Vanish, who is going straight to the Treb. Going to go ahead and knock them walls down. And who is on the Treb? That's Misha. Going to go ahead and do the same thing for the other side here. Milo on point versus Tage. Tage is taking a hit. Tage takes another hit to the face. Treb shots going into his maw there, and he's going to drop some heals. But both of them are now officially ballers at dodging, I guess, because they're not going to take those shots anymore, except for Milo, who eats it right in the face.
Yeah, and as you can see here, this is sort of a duel between the Guardians to who can last longer, who can do the better CC here, as it has become recently with strategies on this map, where both teams will tend to go for the Trebs at first. They want to make sure those are taken care of. So for the first
side
few
points,
seconds,
Blue, check the side points. Both of them are being decaped from the opposite side.
Oh.
Both thieves are going in on it. Polyphy noticing that Vanish is going in on the mansion. No one's stopping Shad from doing this the same thing on Windmill. And in the mid, Milo gets dropped by the red forces. Tage is going to go in for the stomp, not quite able to do so. Misha going in, trying to res him up there. They do have that sort of that stealth there, but it's not enough as the AoE is just so strong and able to take out Misha. Milo gets stomped, and now Misha will soon as well.
Indeed, as we saw that. But like I was saying earlier, though, the beginning of that team fight often becomes a sort of stalemate between the Guardians until the Trebs on either side are taken care of. And I do believe that Tage did get the advantage there. Milo got hit pretty hard towards the end of the sort of Treb rotation there. By the Treb, obviously, and with that, Tage was able to get a huge advantage once everyone from either team got back onto the node. I think Red Team actually got people onto the node quicker as well, so with that, they were able to get control of the home node. But Blue Team did take control of both those side nodes, which has allowed them to push ahead now.
That's right. I'm watching Vanish go in on Shad. He's dropped into the downstate. He's just going to go ahead and wreck face over here. Checking out what's going on at Windmill, though. Can Scout has reclaimed this point. Car Save gets dropped, and Super is going to deal with him, as well as Rapper. That's Can Scout's pet going in on him. And, you know, just going to leave it for the pet. Pet's probably hungry. He wants to eat some Car Save. But now Posey and Tage are in the mid with Misha, Polyphy, and I think there's Milo coming in. He goes straight past that line of warding, going straight into it. And we're going to see that, you know, maybe Posey has to go into play form for just a second to try and evade some damage there, and he's actually going to get dropped.
Indeed he is, as you're seeing Posey going into the downstate. And this is what I was... And this is what I was talking about earlier, too, in the fact that while we will be seeing 55 HLs be a lot stronger on the back cap presence because of the fact that Red Team chose to, up to this point at least, keep Can Scout back on that home node, it has sort of disallowed the Blue Team from actually going in and trying to take this stuff from them. But now Red Team's on the Treb, too. With Blue Team looking to take this, it's going to be close. They do still have to deal with the Treb, and Can Scout's coming into the mix now as well. But it is looking strong for them to take this, assuming they can take care of that Treb in the next few seconds.
Yeah, man, they're going to try and deal with that. We'll have to see what sort of magic happens from here. Super not being in the fight, just contributing in his own way on that Treb, and they are going to send Shad to deal with him. He does come in with the short bow, immediately Shad steps in, and then switches it up to try and get some spike in. But, you know, Super knows it's coming, knocks him back, and he's going to be just fine here on Treb.
Indeed, checking out what's going on here. Polyphy in the downstate as well. Let's see what else we have going on. I think we do have... Oh, unfortunately, iVanish was taken out by Carsiv just a few seconds ago, so with that, Blue Team will be holding on to their home node. And other than that, it just seems to be focused on either the Trebs or the midpoint for the time being. And again, Can Scout playing that very cautious back point here. They know that Shad wants to go in for those backdoors, but they're not going to let that happen because of the fact that they do have Can Scout constantly sitting back here and camping on this home node.
Yeah, man. I'm still watching Shad and Vanish are like 1v1ing over at the Treb. Meanwhile, in mid, we're going to see Posey, Tage, and Super going up against Milo, Carsave, and Misha. Milo's dropped. He's about to die outright, and then he does immediately. Tage, of course, is going to just go ahead and drop him some more. Oh, wait, no, he didn't die just outright. Wow. Last second wall of light, but it wasn't enough to save him. Carsave drops some fire fields, as does everyone else. There's just so much flame going down in the mid here. Posey dropping some Condis as well. And, you know, everyone else is really spread out here. We do see that Vanish gets dropped over by the Treb, and Shad has actually taken out him and the opposing team's Trebuchet. But Shad is dropped here as well.
Yep, as you can see there, and actually iVanish as well jumped down at the last second. He jumped below there, yep. Which actually is going to possibly let himself get back up there. They're going to have a bit of a res race, but more than likely we will be seeing Shad res up and kill iVanish.
Shad's going to get this, no problem. If he can get the damage, and he does, and that's it. As long as he can get some just like AoE on him, he'll be fine. We're going to see Misha. I think Misha may be heading to do some work of his own. Let's follow Misha as he goes into this fight here, Blue. Where's he going here, man?
Let me check out Misha here. Going over to his point of view, it looks like he's going to... I think at this point right now, as you can see just on the mini-map too, he's not really wanting to go in. I think he's waiting for his teammates here. Now, that's not always necessarily the best thing. He could be jumping on someone on the... oops, apologies, hit my mic. He could be jumping on someone here on the road here, and maybe trying to take them, as you're going to see right now, as he's trying to do against Posse. But for the time being, it really wouldn't have been wise for him to jump in there in the middle in a 1v3. He would have just gotten wrecked pretty quickly. So him waiting did prove to be a pretty smart decision, because now he has teammates coming in, and they may be able to go for middle in just a second.
Yeah, man. He's really trying to get away from Posey right now, dropping everything, and he's going to start pushing towards, I think, where Polyphy's at. Polyphy, though, doing a great job going up against Can Scout. We haven't seen either of these guys in a fight recently, very recently on stream. He's going to drop in the turrets with the supply crate. Going to start doing damage on the spirits themselves. Milo comes in with the empower as well, so that's might for everybody on the blue team over here. And we're going to see that this is actually going to be very effective, as there's going to be a massive fight here. I think Misha just ported back to mid, and there's really no one here, so he can just get in on this and start the decap. No problem. The score is 253 rather, to 165 for 50 or Pugs crash right now, and 55 HP monks. They're about 100 points behind almost. They need to start catching up, man.
Indeed, they do. Again, with that a little less than 100-point deficit for them right now, we are looking, and with that decap too, it is looking really strong right now for Pugs crash to pull ahead.
I predicted 3 cap. Oh no, I was wrong. They actually got the nude on mid. I will never doubt you again, 55 HP monks. But Polyphy able to get people away from the point. Misha is on point as well. Tage is just trying to knock everyone back because they want to dominate this map so hard. Looks like Milo is going to get stomped out by Super, and Misha goes in with everyone else. There's a huge concerted effort from Blue to try and get mid away from the clutches of Pugs crash, but 55 HP monks does not have the output, does not have the ability to do so just yet. They're running very far behind, and I do not know how they're going to come back into this if they can.
Definitely not looking good for 55 HP monks at the moment. They're down players. They're up against Tage in the middle here. They need to take him down. They have both the nodes capped against their favor. They are going to have to start turning this around if they want to come back in. And again, just to know, a really impressive job on Pugs crash part at countering Shad, because Shad was just doing a phenomenal job the first game and the second game as well, and making sure he got the back caps. She's just really having trouble doing that this game, because iVanish and Can Scout are constantly making sure that Shad gets denied whenever he tries to go for a backdoor, and I think that at the moment is making the biggest impact here.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what Shad is doing right now. But as we say this though, all points have been neuted. We're going to see Milo going in on Super, and on the other side, Polyphia against Vanish. Polyphia was actually able to push Vanish away from this point entirely and recap this for his team at one point. I would probably believe that he could do it again, but Vanish is going in on him, bassing him up. Let's go in with Vanish as we watch this 1v1 here. Polyphia versus Vanish, man.
And Polyphy again having some trouble here, but he does have control of the node. This is going to be close. We'll have to see this. May come down to a Connie battle. A Connie ticking as well. iVanish is falling back. That will allow Polyphy to take control of the node, but more than likely iVanish will return in a little bit once he gets this heal off, or that he may just be bailing this, letting blue team take that for the timing because of the huge lead they hold at the moment, and later come back once the node is either empty or has more people on it.
That's right. Watching Carsave going in on Vanish, trying to stop him from healing up, trying to stop him in any way and shape possible as he actually walks in the opposite direction. We're going to watch Vanish try to just limp over to Mansion, and he may actually be effective at this because Polyphy does not even see him coming. If Polyphy walks away, nope, there it is. He's going to go straight into Vanish, and Vanish is in a lot of trouble. And
now Vanish is on the run as he gets straight out. I don't think he was expecting Polyphy to still be there, but he did get some burn ticks onto him. Will it take him down is the question. It looks like it will.
It will, but he will drop the smoke field, so he'll be fine.
With no one actually on him, he's probably going to be able to self-res himself in just a couple seconds, but that is going to keep him out of the game for at least another 10 to 20 seconds, so that is good in its own asset there. Back over here at the Windmill, we do have a big fight going here. That is looking strong for blue team to take this one, so let's check that out, Sireph.
Yeah, I'm in on Shad. He's going in on Can Scout. Spirit of Nature Renewal is out, so he does get dropped. He can trigger that, and does he is the question. I'm not sure if he was able to or not. I don't think he was, and he will get stomped out. There's the end of all this. Oh my god! Immediately transitioning into portal play. He's going to go straight in on Tage, and drop Tage very soon if they can get the spiking on him, if they can coordinate and get damage in on him. But he's just so tanky. He is so alive right now, and that's the opposite of what Chad wants him to be, which indeed would be dead.
3 ticks away from a decap though, as you can see. Again though, Polyphy gonna come under some really heavy pressure at the mine node. We do have Shad coming in this time. They've realized the value. They finally got those 2 side nodes, and they need to hold on to them now. iVanish going down with the addition of Shad to the side node fight over here. Now they just need to knock out Super. It looks as though that Super's actually gonna run away from this and Ranger in the mid fight, where it does appear red team has a slight advantage over here.
Yeah, man, I'm watching Super as he re-enters the fight. He's gonna go up through the staircase, the bottom staircase here, rejoining it in the middle circle. And what is his first target here? Oh, he's going straight to the balcony, gonna try and deal with Shad. Shad immediately jumps on him, gonna try and get some damage in on him. He hammers him down, trying to stun him up, and I think it's gonna be effective for now, but he has to get on point. He has to be on the point with his teammates now to deal with car saves, to deal with the rest of them. Misha is playing the balcony area, and now he jumps back into the mid because he knows that he has to stop the cap as well. He's about to die. 715 health, 12 seconds away from a heal. He gets trained down by Posey, and Misha needs some team support right here. And there it is. There's Shad just rolling on him. And except here comes Tage with another stomp. Can this happen? He's going to go ahead and walk away from it. He's going to try. Well, what is Shad doing? He's going straight up top, leaving Misha behind to die to Tage's stomp.
And indeed, as we saw right there as well, Red Team regain control of the middle node. They really want to make sure they hold on to that node. They're only 50 points away at this point from taking the cup, so more than likely they're just going to make sure they constantly keep people on this node. Blue Team as well, maybe being a little bit too defensive of the two side nodes. They obviously needed to hold on to them for pretty much 100% of time, with them being at the deficit they had. But by keeping their Bunker Guardian at the far node, they may have actually sacrificed a bit too much, and that may have been why they lost the mid fight that happened here a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm watching Shad again, and Posey is dropped out right next to him. They're both laid out, ready for stomps. Carson's going in on Posey, Vanish going in on Shad. Who gets dropped first? And it is Shad, rezzing Posey, allowing him to live for a few more seconds, but he's being trained down right now. He's going to evade, trying to get away, trying to drop something, and he gets rubber banded all the way back here, but Vanish will drop the SR. He'll try and get the res off. Will it be enough? No, I'm not entirely sure they can get Posey up here with Carsibs dropping so much stuff on the AoE damage down here, but he will get up.
Indeed, and checking out here at middle too, it's just all in at this point. This is going to be the last fight right here. The winner of this probably going to win the game. If Blue Team could decap this, and it's not looking good too. Red Team has more trap shots coming in. It is looking like Pugs Crash will take the ESL Weekly Cup number 9 in just a couple seconds here.
Car saves very low, as is Misha. Misha takes a hit to the face from Tage's mace, drops down and sets it up for Cansky out to spike, but you know, he gets he actually teleports out of the elixir R there. Tage's gonna go in for the stomp that he set up, but no, Melo gets him up and Misha rejoins the fight. Vanish gets the stop on Polyphy, and Red Team wins the fight and wins the game and wins the tournament, Blue.
Indeed they do. Like we saw there, again, really nice job on Pug Crash's part, sort of denying the back caps that was coming in from Shad there. It was excellently played indeed. However, 55HP Pugs was able to break through towards the end there and get that 2-cap side node they needed, and they held on to that thing when they got it. Nice job on Polyphy, by the way, for being the one to actually break through that and get that side node finally capped for the team that they needed. Unfortunately, it took them just a little bit too long to actually accomplish that goal, and with that, Red Team was sort of just able to all in, defend that midpoint with everything they had, and take that game.
All right, man. So we are officially done with week number 9 of the ESL Weekly Cup, and that's awesome.
I think we do have some announcements to make before we go, though. So
we also have to give away some gems.
Oh, we do have to give away some gems.
At the beginning of this series, we had you guys raise your gemmers because you guys are awesome.
Raise your gemmers?
And yeah, all the gemmers. And so many gemmers were raised, and I actually cannot scroll up chat enough to actually get to the part where gemmers were raised. So Blue, do you have the giveaway software still?
Yeah, I can do.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do that. One more time for the road, guys. We're gonna give away 2 sets of gems. I'm giving one away on Twitter. 800 gems. Raise your gemmers one last time. We have to wait for the 1 minute or whatever to elapse before you guys will see this. But you know, all you have to do is raise the gemmers, and you will get 800. We have a chance, rather, of getting 800 gems in your inbox, which is awesome. You can buy some armor. You can convert that to gold, and maybe spend some of that gold with your glory on the temporary vendor that gives you some awesome stuff in PvP, which I highly recommend doing. And yeah, that's so. While we're waiting on that, while we're waiting on the gemmers to be raised, let's go ahead and do some announcements.
Indeed, go ahead.
So, Saturday is the Good Fights Invitational, which will be streamed right here on twitch.tv/blue482, the official home of Misspedia streaming and whatnot and what have you for the foreseeable future. It's going to be an amazing tournament, Blue. Should we tell them the lineup? The actual bracket has been published, right?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. We may do just a couple, because there may be 1 or 2 teams that are pulling out or switching out, so there may be this actual roster may not be actually accurate, but we will see. But we do have 16 teams lined up in a seeded order, and that seed is in our first seed, Nile Esports. We'll be having Cheese Mode as well in our second seed, Good Fights third seed, Disney Channel, Fedora 5, which is basically the old AL roster, for those of you wondering. I believe the only difference coming into play there is I think they actually have Fanaram playing on their roster now too, so that's going to be interesting to see how that does play out. Who Gets Carried Hard, which was our second place team here today, is going to be number 6. on the seed there, followed by VVV, FML, Team Eclipse, Booty Bakery, Brave New World, Being OP is Hard, Drew Binder, 2 Men is Ahead, Strange World, and I Eat Rice.
I'm super excited to bring you guys these games with my buddy Blue here. It's going to be a super sick tournament. It is going to be one of, it's going to be one to remember. I'm really, really excited to just go ahead and before we go into the next announcement, Blue, do you want to let's give away some gems?
Let's give away the gems. All right, we're going to click the gems button right now, everybody. Here we go. Remember, you must be following the channel to win. But here we go. 77 entries. And our winner is Ninja Bread Man.
Ninja Bread Man.
Ninja Bread Man is the winner.
Let me see if I can find Ninja Bread Man. Where are you at? Can you
Ninja Bread? I just put it in the chat. Ninja Bread Man is our winner. So go ahead and send me, Blue42, a message on Twitch, and I will reply to you with the gem code.
All right, let's do one more of those as well.
All right, and we're going to roll it again. So Ninja Bread Man is our first winner. Congratulations to you. And our second winner is...
Use sound effects.
Axis Talks.
Axis Talks. All right.
AXSISTOX is our second winner.
Awesome. Well, Mr. Axis Talks, congratulations. You just won some gems. All you have to do, again, is message Blue, and he will go ahead and drop some in your inbox for you to play with in Guild Wars 2, of course. Is there anything else we have to announce? I feel like there is.
Check out Jebro's stream, too, on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Jebro is doing, what is the name of it? There's another tournament. I
think it's GW2 Match, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's a Spanish tournament, if I'm not mistaken. He's
Spanish
the stream.
Spanish tournament with EU teams in it, I believe, as well.
Yes.
Let me just get the full info here. It is going to be the Guild Wars 2 Match European Tournament. That'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific and 20 Central European for those of you in those regions. That will have 8 teams and 14,000 gems as the prize pool for that, and that'll be casted by Jebro over on his stream over at twitch.tv/JebroUnity. So be sure to check that out on Sunday as well.
Yep. Jebro is the man. We love him very much here at twitch.tv/Blue42. Also, other than that, follow this channel. There will be a lot more content coming out. Lots of interesting things and awesome things to come from Misspedia.net, which you should also check out. Go ahead and go over there and help us fill out some stuff as well. Don't be afraid to submit to that site at all, because it is a community-driven site. It's all for you guys, by you guys, us included, and we're just here to help you guys, help the community just grow as much as possible. So, Blue, before we go, let's go ahead and do our final shoutouts. All right.
Yeah, be sure to follow me on Twitter and all that, I guess. Twitch, at Dr_Blue. You can follow me on YouTube too at /DOCTERBLU. And yeah, thanks again, guys, for tuning in today. It really means a lot. This, I believe, was one of the higher viewer counts in quite some time. So really awesome to see that. Really awesome to see the viewer counts coming up again. And hopefully we'll see even bigger ones this weekend at the Good Fights tournament.
That's right, man. Of course, you can follow me at Twitter at twitter.com/MLG Go ahead and follow me on YouTube. If you want to catch the VOD from today, that's youtube.com/SirefSC, and sign up for game battles. NA players, please go to MajorLeagueGaming.com, click play, click PC, and then click Guild Wars 2. Sign up, get your team there, and get your pro points on, because it's time to bring NA something that's very similar to what you see today. Let's do this, guys. Let's bring this game back to life, and let's do that, man. So go ahead, guys, follow us all through there, sign up for game battles, continue to play in these awesome ESL weeklies, and we'll be back next week with more Guild Wars 2 action.
Indeed we will. See you next week, guys.